Teams with high expectations coming your way from Ford Field in Detroit.
This Birmingham Stallions team, favorites to win this league. Michigan, kind of an underdog.
Michigan is probably the one that I am most looking forward to.
Caught miraculously!
We were the ones that were 1 and 2 in the USFL division last year.
It's picked up!
Giant play for the Michigan Panthers.
They think they've got what it takes to win it all.
We definitely got bad blood between these two teams.
Intercepted!
We don't get fooled again.
Another takeaway!
The Birmingham Stallions, kings of the spring.
Back to back to back. Spring football champs.
Rips it deep! Oh my, what an athletic play!
No, they're the champions. We'd certainly like to take that seat if we can.
Come with it. We ready whenever y'all ready.
One of the emerging rivalries in the UFL. And this first edition in 2025 comes to you from Detroit, where the hometown Michigan Panthers take on the defending UFL champion Birmingham Stallions in a little Friday night football action here on Fox. I'm Kurt Menefee along with Joel Klatt. Jenny Taft will join us in just a bit. And Joel, you've got two teams coming into the second game of the season with quarterbacks coming off vastly different Week 1 performances.
Yeah, and I tell you, Alex Magoo, the last time we saw him in this league, he was the 2023 MVP, and he was unstoppable, but they just could not get it going last week in Week 1 as he made his return to these Birmingham Stallions. I look for him to try to get some easy completions early and maybe use his legs early in this game to settle those nerves down and get him back to that 2023 form. On the flip side, though, Kurt, I tell you, for Michigan, it could not have gone any better for Bryce Perkins. He's a guy who played in a lot of games for Michigan last year, but never started a game. Got his first start for the Panthers in Week 1 this year, and what did he do? He went out there, had one of the most efficient games that we will ever see. 16 of 19, 163, 1 touchdown, can use his legs. I really love what he's doing right now for them.
Time now for Agent Force Playmakers, insight powered by Salesforce AI. The question is, who has the coaching advantage tonight? The AI answer, Birmingham coach Skip Holtz.
Well, it's hard to argue with AI there, right? Last week was only their 5th loss as the Stallions in 4 spring seasons. He is now 32-5. Last year, 11-1, won their 3rd straight title, and those insights are powered by Agent Force. It's what AI was meant to be.
All right, let's meet Skip Holtz's Birmingham Stallions. Here's the public address announcer, Chris Fritching.
Now taking the field, the Birmingham Stallions.
Well, last year they made the playoffs. This year they're looking to take the next step under reigning Coach of the Year in the UFL, Mike Nolan. Here are the hometown Michigan Panthers.
On the run for the touchdown.
It's time to protect the proud.
Nakua read it perfectly.
Let's hunt. Protect the proud. No one's catching him.
Michigan Panthers fans, are you ready? Ready to hunt? Please welcome to the field your Michigan Panthers.
The last time these two met, it was a wild playoff game as Birmingham won it on their way to a championship. Who wins this first matchup of 2025? We'll kick it off right after this. We welcome you to Fox UFL Friday Night, presented by Pizza Hut. Let's get it down to the sideline where Jenny Taft is with Skip Holtz.
Well, Coach, thank you for taking the time. Look, you called last week's performance your worst ever, but a bit of a wake-up call. So how did you see the guys respond this week? What do you want to see tonight?
Love the attitude. Love the way they responded. I thought we had a sense of urgency. Went out, really had a good week of practice. We just got to come out and play the game now. I mean, we're playing a really good football team. Great respect for Coach Nolan, the job that he's done, the program that he's built, and we just got to come out and we just got to play.
Good luck.
Look forward to it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Coach Holt. And Jenny, you know, Joel, this is the fourth season you and I have done spring football, and Birmingham has won 3 championships. Last week's game was, I think, by far the worst we've ever seen them play.
No doubt. And offensively, they're always so consistent. And I think what's interesting to me is that their offensive line throughout those years has been very stout. They've been able to run the football, whether it's with their quarterbacks or their running backs. And the pressure and the offensive line play in general for Skip Holtz last week was not up to par. And they have to face what I think is the best defensive front in the entire UFL tonight, including last year's Defensive Player of the Year, Breland Speaks. So a huge challenge.
All right, we'll see if they have a bounce-back game as Deon Kane takes the opening kickoff. Good return out to midfield, and so great starting field position for Alex Magoo and the Birmingham Stallions.
Well, it should be noted that he has not really played quarterback in a couple of years since he was the MVP of the UFL in 2023. His time in Green Bay was spent mostly as a wide receiver. So last week he admitted that he needed to get his feet wet, and it was tough, in particular in the second half, with all the pressure in his face. And what he wanted to do was come out here and just take what was in front of him, make the easy plays easy. We'll see if he can do that early.
Yeah, he was 0 for 7 passing in the second half last week.
Let's go Seattle at 24. Seattle 24.
But he has been so good in this league, as has this Birmingham team. And he keeps it on the first play from scrimmage, got twisted around, and he may have injured himself. Alex Magoo still down after that tackle on the opening play by Noah Dawkins.
It looks like he was reaching for that elbow. Dawkins played it perfectly. Ball came out, but it looks like his knee was down. It looked like he was reaching for an arm as he went down. You see how he immediately kind of reaches back, and we'll see if he's okay. Now Matt Corral will be the next quarterback up for Birmingham, and they do feel like they have a bit of a 2-quarterback system. There you see Magoo favoring that right shoulder and arm as they're taking a look. But now Matt Corral is in the ball game, and Matt Corral is a guy that played a lot of football for them last year, including, Kurt, in the playoff win against Michigan when he came in for an ineffective Adrian Martinez and led a comeback, and Birmingham ultimately winning that playoff game en route to a championship.
And so now he comes in for at least a bit, replacing Alex Magoo here on 2nd and 9. Hands it off Ricky Person. Person bouncing off tackles, first down and more. And a big run by Person, and that'll certainly help Matt Corral ease his way into the game.
It sure will. It looked like he was down for a sec, didn't it? And then he just kind of popped through on second effort. This Michigan team just could not wrap him up, and a nice job by Ricky Person to just keep his legs going. Right here, I thought he was down, but watch him just bounce out of the pile. It looked like Noah Dawkins, number 10, just could not wrap up and get him down to the ground, and a nice gain for Person.
26 yards on the pickup. First down from the 24. Person again. They stretch him out. Breland Speaks. Catches him in the backfield, loss of a yard. Let's take a look at the players to watch when Birmingham has the ball, Joel.
Well, even though they started off with all these run plays, you got to watch out for some of these pass-catching threats. Deon Kane on the outside led them in receptions a year ago. Jay Sternberger, a tight end, who's been incredible for them over the last couple of years. And then on the opposite side, Frank Ginda, he's a guy at the linebacker position that in 2023 was the Defensive Player of the Year. And Kai Nakua at safety, he is all over the field. Kurt, every time we do a Michigan game, we call Kai Nakua's name over and over and over. He's just a guy that's constantly around the football.
Had a pick 6 last week in their win against Memphis. Play clock ran out. Alex McGough.
I got penalty. Go second down.
So they'll take the delay of game penalty. McGough looks to be better. A little wince there, though, as he throws.
Little grimace, and I'm sure Jenny is over there and taking a look at Alex McGough as he's trying to loosen up and throw the ball on the sideline. Still looking at that right hand or arm.
Timber it up front. Timber.
Well, after the penalty, it's 2nd and 15. Corral empty backfield. Pressure coming. Sidearm. Deion Kane. He slips a tackle. And he picks up a nice gain there.
Really good move after the catch.
11 yards.
Kurt, it's just an easy little throw on the outside. This is what you dream of as a quarterback. Matt Corral, he sees the blitz and just flips it out. Easy completion, and then Deion Kane does the rest. Slips away from a tackle, really 2 tackles to pick up positive yards.
So Corral completes the first pass of the game, and it makes the more manageable 3rd down. Opening drive of this contest. Corral with time in and out of the hands of Jalen Camp, swatted away by Kenai Lovely. That'll bring up 4th.
Boy, I thought that ball was in the right spot, kind of low and away from Jalen Camp. And Skip's going to talk with his quarterback.
Defense, stay on. Okay, if not, just keep doing this, because you're getting in the huddle like, wait a minute.
Last one, I just heard Hoosier. I didn't hear anything else.
Okay, then again, either tell me.
Having trouble with the audio. Skip trying to tell him, touch your helmet so I can repeat the play.
Harrison Mevis on to try it from 36 yards away, their new kicker, and he gets it through. And so Birmingham takes the opening possession. Their quarterback, Alex McGough, gets hurt on the first play from scrimmage. They still put points on the board. We'll see what Mike Nolan's Panthers do after this. Michigan quarterback Bryce Perkins had the play of the week in the UFL last week. Incredible effort here on 4th and goal. Fumble the snap, picks it up, avoids everybody, dives for the end zone, scores the touchdown. And that showed the toughness that he has on the ground, in addition to those stats that you showed, Joel, earlier. 16 of 19 passing as well.
I just think that he could have a really big year. You know, I thought that last year he gave them a lot of life to their offense. And again, he didn't start any games, but now he's going to get that opportunity, as now Birmingham is going to have to figure out their quarterback position between the injured Alex McGough and Matt Corral, who drove him down for a field goal.
Return being made here, Devin Ross. And so Perkins and the Panthers begin.
Well, Bryce Perkins is a guy that brings a lot of athleticism, but also that efficiency that we saw a week ago. And 6 drives last week. He did share some time with Danny Etling, but Kurt, in those 6 drives, 20 points. So he was efficient, and he got his team in position to score points, and that's exactly why Mike Nolan is so excited about his play.
Whitey, what's that? Turn, what's up?
On 1st down, Perkins, quick pass. And that was caught by Marcus Sims. Let's talk about the players to watch when Michigan has the ball. They call it incompletion, by the way, so it's 2nd and 10. Sorry.
I was going to say, I think that one hit the ground here, but here we go. Yeah. Players to watch. Marcus Sims, number 9, just took that big hit. Nate McCrary at running back. He was kind of their featured guy a week ago. On the opposite side, Kavai Tazzino, Bradley and this defense has been very good over the last couple of years. The 2nd best defense in the league a year ago, total and scoring. And they're looking for those guys to have big years.
Here's Matthew Colburn, first carry of the game. Slips a tackle and picks up a 1st down. Big run on his first carry, 16 yards.
I'll tell you what, he runs hard, doesn't he?
He does.
Right over here, this left side of the offensive line. A nice job finding that hole, kind of cups right back upfield, and then all of a sudden he's on to the 3rd level. But there you see that churning, those high knees and physical finish behind the pads for Colburn.
Led the team in rushing last year, 4th in the entire UFL. Perkins to Colburn, who's a good receiver out of the backfield as well. Makes a couple of nifty moves and give him 5 yards.
Tell you what, Colburn comes out and he's provided a little spark here early. Nice job after the catch, making a couple of Stallions miss, picking up some extra yardage, 4.5 yards per rush. That was second in the UFL a year ago. This is an offensive line, by the way, for Michigan that they feel like is improved from a year ago, and they did a really nice job last week for Perkins protecting it.
Birmingham pointing at maybe some movement up front.
False start. 72 to the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still.
That's on the right tackle, Chimakor for.
You know, I should know better than to compliment the offensive line.
Exactly.
It's like clockwork. The announcers jinxed it. They didn't even snap the ball before the flag came out. My goodness.
Oh, your fault, right?
That's exactly right. Of course.
So it backs him up, 2nd and 11 now.
What's that? Whitey! What's that?
Perkins looking for help and throws that low. It's incomplete, intended for Ross. Here's 3rd down. What do you do?
Let's go. Electric trade. Liz Chip. Dagger. X-Bolt. On top. Ready?
Well, there's that.
That's Marcel Belfay, the offensive coordinator. He's the 2nd season with Michigan.
What's up, Whitey? What's up? Turn. What's that?
Long 3rd down. Perkins has room, throws it over the middle, and it is caught. Good enough for the 1st down. They pick up 14 yards to Stallions Mariner.
That's a beautiful catch, but I got to tell you, Perkins scooting up in the pocket, buying himself some time, allowed Mariner to get just a little bit of separation from Goodrich. Mario Goodrich was all over COC Mariner, still able to make the catch and move the chains.
Had him blanketed, but they get it to the 45 of Birmingham.
Whitey! What's up?
Nate McCrary, his 1st carry of the game. Look at him push the pile. They had him bottled up about a yard away from the line of scrimmage, and he picked up another 3.
Tell you what, hasn't Mike Nolan done a nice job over the last couple of years?
He really has.
This is
reigning coach of the year in the UFL, and has improved the team every season. Now he's 3rd.
Yep, 2-8 in 2022 under Jeff Fisher. 4-6, made the playoffs in 2023. 7-3 a year ago, made the playoffs again. Looking to take another step.
And they were the only team in the USFL division to win last week. Here comes the blitz. Perkins scrambling, gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Ronnie Perkins with the tackle.
Reveal.
Will be a 3rd down.
Lexi. Reveal Lexi. Rip, smash, Indy. And check for Tampa 2.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, reveal. Lex empty. Rip, smash, Indy. On top. Ready? Ricky. Reveal. Smash. Hey, Indy. Hey, let's go. Rip. Indy.
Play clock winding down.
Let's go. Turn, what's that?
They just get it off. Perkins hit as he throws, and that falls incomplete. Good pressure being brought up front by this Birmingham team. Ronnie Perkins making the difference. A little bit slow to get up, but prevented the conversion there on 3rd down.
Well, look at all these linebackers just fall off into this zone, and that's why Perkins didn't have anywhere to go with the football, allowed that rush to show up. And credit the 4-man rush, because they were aggressive enough to get pressure. Like you said, Kurt, Ronnie Perkins in there was shaken up a little bit after that hit on Perkins, but the 25-year-old played his college ball at Oklahoma. He had a beautiful rush on that left side, presenting some pressure on Perkins as he was trying to get the ball downfield.
What do you think? With this, wait. Okay, we'll wait. All right. Hey, Kai, just take the penalty so we can back it up. No. Just let it go down. Let it go down.
You can see Skip Holtz.
You want a false start?
I can throw. I've been throwing here for 10 minutes. It feels good. It's just a little pain.
Well, be smart with it right now. Just sit for right now. Just sit for right now.
Have you ready? Well, you're going to hear Skip Holtz telling Alex Magoo just sit out for a little while longer. So he's not coming back on their next possession, at least. If we see him at all the rest of the night. Here's Seth Vernon on the punt for Michigan. Davion Davis back deep. And look, Michigan's going to be happy to take a little bit more yardage here on the punt.
Game. Offense. Penalties declined. 4th down.
So all of that for nothing. Skip declined it.
Yeah, Michigan wanted to take a little more yardage on the punt.
Skip's like, no, put it away. That's so good.
So we'll see what Vernon can do. If he can kind of pooch it here. And this is a key in the UFL. Ball comes out to the 25-yard line if it gets downed anywhere inside the 25, and it will. So even though it's stopped at the 16 with a little pooch punt, it's going to come out to the 25-yard line, and that's where Matt Corral will come back and take over. Tonight's game is sponsored by Progressive. Progressive protects your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and RV, and could save you money. And by Ace, the helpful place. Stallions up 3-0 on the road at at Michigan. First play from scrimmage. Alex Magoo, the starting quarterback for the Stallions, injured his shoulder and has been out of the game ever since. Matt Corral has come in, led them to a field goal drive on that one possession. Now they have the ball for the second time here as Birmingham tries to get their first win of the season, maybe without their starting quarterback for the rest of the night. We will see. We'll check in with Jenny Taft in just a bit to get an injury update on him as the Stallions start. A couple new rules in the league this year, and we're catching up as well. So they actually started the 16 because the ball did not go out of bounds, and therefore Michigan's pooch punt worked. Ricky Person going to be dropped for a yard loss. Let's check in with Jenny on Alex Magoo.
Well, Kurt, it was interesting. We heard before the break Skip Holtz telling Alex Magoo, no rush here. We don't need you right away. But Magoo is available. He told me he's dealing with a right shoulder injury. He is in pain. That training staff has been continuously working on keeping that right shoulder loose. And as you guys pointed out, he was disappointed in his performance last week. He wants to get back out there in a little bit of pain, but it does seem to be subsiding.
All right, thank you very much, Jenny. He's put his helmet back on, and we saw him warming up, so we'll see if he comes back in as Matt Corral finds a wide-open Dean Cain for a first down for the Stallions.
A beautiful throw there from Matt Corral. This was the opening day starter a year ago, so this is a guy that is confident. There's no doubt. But watch, he's going to find a beautiful little curl route on the right side, and the timing, the snap just a little bit off, but that ball is thrown perfectly on time, and that zone defense just could not get out there. Kai Nakua was trying to run underneath that route, couldn't get there in time, and that's an easy completion for Dean Cain, and that's exactly the type of guy they need to get going. Now that's a couple of catches for Cain here in the first two series.
Yeah, 2 12-yard catches to be specific. Both of Corral's completions. And he throws this one short. Camp, the intended receiver. Well, Matt Corral's a familiar name to football fans. Had that great career at Ole Miss, then drafted in the 3rd round by the Carolina Panthers, but tore the Liz Frank in his foot his rookie season and has struggled ever since.
Yeah, and you know, even last year, he was the opening day starter for the Stallions, like I mentioned, then started 3 of the first 4 games, actually, but kind of gave way to Adrian Martinez. Remember how dynamic Martinez was as a runner, and that threat is what really propelled the Stallions towards their championship run.
Corral with a chance tonight due to the injury. Pass caught along the sideline. Davion Davis with the reception. Let's hear the third down call.
Okay, here we go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Here we go. Let's go. Lou Flo, Florida, 27 trade. Lou Flo, Florida, 27 trade.
Here we go on 3rd and 4. Corral looking left, almost picked off. Noah Dawkins had his hand on it, but dropped it.
I tell you, that should have been 6 the other way. Corral stares at Noah Dawkins the entire time. He's trying to go to Jay Sternberger here, and you see he just spins out of this route. Dawkins read it the entire way. What a beautiful job defensively. He understood the route, knew what was going on, and Corral's eyes never left Sternberger, and Dawkins just missed it, or else he would have wound up in the end zone with a pick 6.
Reminding you why he's on the defensive side of the football, right? Colby Wadman. And Ross picks it up. Going to be stopped right at the 22-yard line. Matt Corral probably breathing a sigh of relief. He was this close to throwing a pick 6. Instead, Michigan will take it over, down by a field goal. And now Above and Beyond, brought to you by Jersey Mike's. Well, NFL fans are definitely familiar with Puka Nacua, the stud receiver for the Rams. He's got 2 brothers who play for the Michigan Panthers. That's Samson Nacua, who had a touchdown last week, and his other brother, Kai, who had a pick 6 for 80 yards last week. Both guys went to BYU, but it's the first time they've ever each scored a touchdown in the very same game. Jenny Taft, tell us more about the maybe Nacua family?
I mean, Kurt, the Nacua family, this is an athletic group, and I know we know what the guys are doing, what the brothers are doing, but when I caught up with Samson Nacua just before the game, I said, be honest, who's the best athlete? He said, no doubt, it's Chanel, the eldest, the sister. It was basketball, it was volleyball. He said, not even a question. Chanel was the most talented.
Hey, more girl power, right? Birmingham breaks up that pass.
Stay 11, stay 11.
Trey Norwood swatted it down here. He'll bring up 2nd down. Let's listen to the call.
L Trey, rip zone stick.
L Trey, rip zone stick. Owen, ready?
Kurt, I know she wouldn't say this, but Charlie Taft would say that his sister was the best athlete of the Taft family. So probably it's common occurrence, huh, Jenny?
180. What's up?
Well, Jenny's being shy right now. Here's Perkins. Pulls it down and throws it to Oaks, and Gunnar Oaks breaks a couple of tackles and picks up 13 yards and a first.
Nasty. Liz got extra reverse.
I wonder if Gunnar has a sister.
Yeah, here's the tight end, and as you can see, Gunnar Oaks, he just kind of slips past the defense, and a nice job by Perkins. That's an athletic throw, running to his left, and he's able to kind of jump and get that ball over as a right-hander. That's tough to do.
So it gives Michigan a fresh set of downs. The little end around, Marcus Sims, and Birmingham not fooled at all. Ronnie Perkins, who's had a nice start to this game, makes the tackle in the backfield.
Yeah, that was a great play by Ronnie Perkins. He just was not fooled and kept his contain on the outside. So here's Perkins, and as he gets upfield, he just stays on the outside like he should, and he's able to be in position and grab Marcus Sims and tackle for him a loss. That's a beautiful play there.
Loss of 7 yards on that play. Under a minute left in this first quarter. Perkins, that one caught Malik Turner. And that'll get us down to the final 30 and a 3rd down as well. They don't have to run another play. We'll see if they will.
Let's go in Lexi Trey, rip, clipper, snap. On turn, ready? What's up? Wait, what's that?
Movement. There is a flag. Who moved first? Looks like this one's going to go against Michigan right at the end of the quarter.
False start. 75 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
That's on Ryan Nelson. And these are the ones that hurt, because as we were saying, they didn't even have to snap the ball before the end of the quarter. And instead it backs them up 5 yards, so it'll be a longer third down as they wrap up quarter number 1. Bryce Perkins and the Michigan Panthers down. It's still early and only 3-0.
Every player remembers his Friday Night Lights, remembers his high school football days.
I feel like it just take you back to where everything started, you know. You was on the high school field.
My fondest memories of playing Friday Night Football would be just celebrating with my team, making it to the state championship.
Friday Night Football is something that we all do, we all love, and everybody knows underneath them lights, you better come ready to play.
Friday night is always special. Welcome to Fox UFL Friday. We'll be with you each and every Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time for a UFL matchup of the week. And you can see the numbers pretty even there in that first quarter as we get ready to start the second with Bryce Perkins and Michigan having a third down and long. Backpedaling as he throws, and he throws it out of bounds. Bring up a punting situation.
Well, all night we've seen the Stallions get a little bit of pressure on Bryce Perkins, and here it's going to show up from the left side of the offense. And a nice job and a nice rush as Perkins tries to float over to the left, but that's exactly where Bradley and I was. And it didn't take much for Perkins to have to throw that ball away.
Yeah. Did the gunner pop open?
So Seth Vernon's on the punt again. Davion Davis back deep for Birmingham. Good kick. Davis on the run. Slips tackles. Flag is down. He's got running room. Ball comes out. Birmingham recovers. Let's see what the penalty marker's for as well. Lots happening on that punt.
On the kicking team?
Open your radios, guys. What are you saying?
Ineligible kicking team player downfield, number 18. 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. 1st and 10, timeout on the field.
All right, Kanai Lovely called for getting downfield too early, so Birmingham will take it over. Good field position. Looks like Matt Corral's coming back. We'll see.
No, sit for a second. Just sit for a second. What'd you do?
My shoulder popped out. Like when he ripped, he had my arm and like he just like ripped it legit out of the socket, like that. But I mean, it hurts, but like I can throw.
Well, be smart with it right now. Just sit for right now. Just sit for right now.
Stallions starting quarterback Alex Magoo heard on the first play from scrimmage. Jenny Taft, what do we know?
Well, there is a bit of frustration from Alex Magoo on the Birmingham sideline. He just told me, I told my head coach, I am cleared to play, I want to play, and I am ready to play. He's standing by for him.
All right. Obviously, the competitor in him wants to get back out. Sometimes the head coach maybe has to protect the player from himself, Joel.
I mean, sometimes that's the case, and you heard him say it came out of socket. I mean, if that is in fact the case, I would highly doubt he would be cleared to go back in.
Instead, Matt Corral remains the quarterback. Hands it off. Ricky Person cuts it back inside. Person, a nice 9-yard gain on first down.
Tell you, the best thing they can do for Matt Corral is get that ground game going, guys. And, you know, getting that going on the first series is what allowed them to get down the field. Person had a good series on that opener, and here they start off with a first down run, creating 2nd and 1, and this is where you can maybe take a shot. You can get a little creative if you want, knowing that 3rd and 1 is highly manageable.
3 receivers to the right. Murray Roundtree, his first carry of the game, and he picks up a couple of yards, but is good enough to move the chains.
Stick with the ground game.
It's working.
It did on the first series, and now they're in plus territory. Really good field position here for them. And they need points on this drive. They really need to punch this one in because they have been controlling the game. Their defense has played well. They need that 2-possession lead here.
First down from the 38. Corral going deep, taking a shot. Jordan Thomas, the tight end, little hand fighting, no flags. DJ Miller, the defender there on the coverage.
I tell you, Jordan Thomas is a massive target. He's 6'5", 277 pounds. And so they're trying to just take the matchup here, just in terms of sheer size. And DJ Miller, 5'10", 185. And he's able to just do enough. You can see the size discrepancy as you see Jordan Thomas just stiff-arming him away, but can't get back to the football.
Nice job by Miller, just staying in there physically. To the air again, no. Corral pulls it down, shows a little mobility there. Good run by Corral. You don't see him do that a whole lot. He gains 9.
Yeah, this was such a big part of what they were the last couple of years is the quarterback's ability to run. And watch the center here. He does a nice job of getting up the field. That's a designed quarterback run. Cole Schneider, he's been in this offense, the center from UCF for a couple of years and did a nice job.
Yeah, Schneider, the center, his 3rd season with the Stallions. On 3rd and 1, Roundtree gets the first. Best drive of the day for Skip Holtz's team.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go trips right. Here we go. Let's go trips right. Here we go. Let's go Florida 41 roller. Trips right. Florida 41 roller.
You know what's interesting about all these run plays is Skip told us that he felt like the toughest thing to do against this Michigan front was run the football because of their size and experience. He said that was the strength of the defense. And Birmingham has just been patient and gotten that run game going.
They really have. Here's Corral going up top again. Same matchup and same result.
Tell you, DJ Miller is doing a hell of a job, isn't he? 5'10", 185, and he's lined up. Look at our guy, Jordan Thomas, 6'5", 277. He's just going to try to stiff-arm him again and can't quite get back to the ball. That was a really good throw from Matt Corral. And Thomas really needs to not be as concerned with the contact with the defender as much as where that ball is when it's coming over that outside shoulder.
Draw play. Roundtree beat up in the backfield. Big loss of 3 yards on the play. What does Skip call on 3rd down?
All right, 3rd and 11. God dang it, Round. All right, 3rd and 11. Here we go. Let's go Razor. Here we go. Let's go Razor. Here we go. Let's go Florida. 37 dip. Razor. Florida. 37 dip.
You think Skip's not happy with Roundtree?
I don't think he was happy with Roundtree. I love that about this league, man. Just unfiltered access to the coaches.
Here we go on 3rd and long.
Play clock. Oh, he didn't see it. That's a delay.
Yep, and that'll back him up 5 more.
Come on. All right, all right, all right. Hey, you know where that clock is?
Delay
Up there
game.
on the top right?
Offense.
Come on.
5-yard penalty.
Come on. Go.
Still 3rd down.
All right, here we go. What do you like? Just looking for a completion. 0-2, 0-2, 0-2, 0-2, 0-2, 0-2, 0-2. What do you like? Here we go. Let's go. Here we go, Rob. Here we go, Rob. Florida, 26 trade search. Rob, Florida, 26 trade search.
They got to pay attention to the play clock again, and it goes down. It's 10.
They're going to need to get going. 7, now 6 on the play clock, and he just needs a completion to try to help this field goal attempt that's about to happen.
They get it off. All kinds of time. And it's intercepted. DJ Miller who's been the defender of the half so far, gets the turnover.
It's exactly what you can't do right there, Kurt. You know, you got to try as best you can as a quarterback to fight the urge to force the ball down the field, and DJ Miller comes up with the interception. The series defensively belonged to number 14. An interception, and the Stallions come away with nothing after their best drive of the day.
Tonight's game is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by Dr. Pepper. Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar today.
What a series for DJ Miller. He was targeted. Here he is way on the left side. He was targeted 3 times on the series. No completions, and he got a pick. But watch Corral's timing. Corral needs to throw this ball right away if he's going to throw this on an in-breaking route. He waits, then throws it late, allows DJ Miller to get back in position underneath the route of Johnson, and Miller does a great job. Look at that inside leverage, and then he fights his way back underneath the route, gets the pick, and that's a huge mistake from Matt Corral, who just needed a completion there inside of the first down marker in order to attempt a field goal.
Danny Etling in at quarterback for Michigan. This was expected, but you talked about the series that Miller had. He gets to celebrate with Jenny Taft.
Well, DJ, I have to say, you've had quite a strong first half. Your head coach just came over, gave you some compliments. Take me through what you saw in that last play.
Man, just first and foremost, all glory to God, because without him, I'm nothing, but with him, I'm everything. And basically on that last play, it was like 3rd and 16. Knew they had to get the sticks, so just played off. Trusted my instincts. He broke down, did a dig, just played my technique, how my coach taught me. The ball was right there for a pick.
You complimented your head coach. We mentioned how much he loves defense. That's his specialty. He said, go get another one. What do you want to build on right now?
Man, just the momentum that we have going on. The offense is out there doing their thing. Special teams out there doing their thing. So defense, we just got to continue to do our thing. So shout out to head coach. He played Oregon back in the day. Big DB guy, so I like that.
It's always a good sign.
Absolutely it is. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mike Nolan was a DB in college, defensive coordinator in the NFL for 18 years. Also the head coach of the 49ers. Now he's got this Michigan team in the UFL. Nate McCrary on 3rd and short, and he picks up the first down.
You know, with Etling in there, and you know, as you mentioned, Kurt, new quarterback. I wonder if they'll get back to the run game.
There's a look at Etling. He was a starter for them for much of last year, including that playoff game against Birmingham.
You know, they're normally just so much more balanced than they have been so far. They've been a little bit pass happy so far. Etling took a big hit at the end of the half last week, so we'll see if he's fully 100%.
Yeah, now that's 11 of their 17 plays, as you mentioned, have been passes. That one to Marcus Sims, short game.
There's Perkins.
Perkins is on the sideline. Yeah, and then, you know, Mike Nolan told us he planned on playing both quarterbacks, so this is not performance-based.
You know, I think that this plan is to get both of them in the game, and quite honestly, I think that Mike Nolan will just stay with whoever was playing better. And last week it was Perkins, and this is a real opportunity for Etling. If they go down and get points, he's going to get another series and then maybe another after that. This is called an open door for a quarterback, and you got to take advantage of that opportunity.
Here we go on 2nd down. Blitz coming. And he just gets rid of it as DeMarcus Gates was bringing the heat.
Lots of pressure from this Birmingham team today.
Reveal. Lexi. Rip smash,
Indy. Reveal, Lexi. Rip, smash, Indy.
Reveal with the Lexi. Rip, smash, Indy. On one, ready? Where are you? Over there. Here we go.
Needing the 42-yard line.
Get set. 180. What's that?
4-man rush. Etling still brought down for the sack. The pressure continues to come from Birmingham, and it continues to get there. This time it was Bradley and I with the sack.
This is such a good rush around the edge. So watch as he's going to beat the tackle to the top of the post and then knock his hands away and get to the quarterback. That is an absolute coaching tape of how to get to the quarterback as a defensive end. Bradley and I played his college ball at Utah. He's 6'3", 260 pounds, and that was a beautiful rush.
Close to being blocked, but Seth Vernon gets that one off. Davion Davis slips tackles along the sideline, stays in bounds. Finally wrestled out of bounds. Good return by Davis, and Birmingham came this close to blocking it. Watch this replay. Seth Vernon just gets it away. And after the sack, Birmingham gets it back. Welcome back to Fox UFL Friday Night, brought to you by Pizza Hut. Well, the battle for the inaugural college basketball crown continues tomorrow with the semifinals. It starts with Boise State taking on Nebraska, followed by UCF against Villanova. It all begins at 1 o'clock Eastern, right here on Fox. Of course, the nation's leading scorer, Eric Dixon, trying to lead Villanova to the first ever college basketball crown. There you see the first 3 possessions for Birmingham. They got a field goal on that opening possession after Matt Corral came in after the first play for Alex Magoo. And Ricky Person back in there at running back picks up a couple of yards.
Read the end. Okay, here we go. Let's go Big Ram. Here we go. Let's go Big Ram. Let's go Hoosier. Hoosier, even, saw, glance, single. Hoosier, even, saw, single.
Corral threw a pick on his last play, but wound up not hurting him as their defense has kept them in this ball game and kept them on top. Person again. And he is brought down. Let's listen in on third down.
Here we go. Let's go Rio Nasty Hack. Atlanta 20 choice. Rio Nasty Hack. Atlanta 20 choice.
Third and 6. Corral has time and a receiver. Open along the sideline, Marlon Williams, his first catch of the young season, and it moves the chains for Birmingham, giving them a first down on the gain of 9.
That's a big completion for Matt Corral. You know, the last couple of series were not going well, and they motion Marlon Williams over, and he does a nice job clearing out in front. That's Deion Kane, and it's just an easy pitch and catch for Marlon Williams. Really good play call from Skip Holtz, getting his quarterback an easy completion on a third down, in particular a series after he threw that poor interception. So maybe now a little bit of a rhythm.
Corral to Williams again. Nice move by Williams. Give him 9.
It's a nice read by Matt Corral. So first what he's going to do is he's going to read this end right here, and then as soon as the end crashes down, then he's going to take off on the outside, and then he's got the pass run option for himself. And as soon as the defense commits to him, he can throw the football. It's a little bit of new school triple option. There's the end, then the defense commits to Corral, and he just throws it out onto the outside, and Marlon Williams scampers for 9.
Skip Holtz with the play calling, helping out his quarterback. Perkins fights his way for another Stallions first down.
Well, they cut it close to that play clock again, didn't they?
Can you hear me?
They did.
Can you hear me? Rio. Here we go. Here we go.
Looks like Matt Corral's having some audio issues with his headset.
He can't hear me.
So he gets the play from Skip, calls it in the huddle, and is ready for first down. Pulls it back, and wisely throws that one away.
See if they can get the communication here.
Now, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, he's still having audio issues, but we're going to get the 2-minute warning for them to try and straighten it out. Birmingham scored on the opening possession of the game. They got a field goal, and that's all we've had so far as the Stallions on the road lead Mike Nolan and the Panthers 3-0, 2-minute warning of the first half. See if this is a the Birmingham Stallions are the champions of the USFL.
The Birmingham Stallions, back-to-back champions.
It is hard to win 3 in a row in any league, and that's what Skip Holtz and his Stallions are doing right here.
Well, we've seen Skip Holtz and the Stallions win 3 consecutive championships, 2 in the USFL and last year the inaugural year of the UFL, but this offense has really struggled. It's only 6 quarters into the season, Joel, but this offense is not the one we're used to seeing.
No, this is an offense that last year was the #1 scoring offense in the league, #1 total offense in the league, #1 rushing offense in the league. They were great on 3rd down. You know, you take a look at I think what's going on is they've gotten great field position. They haven't been able to sustain the run game, and part of that is they don't have Adrian Martinez's legs. The quarterback run game is not what they have right now.
Here's Matt Corral, good pass. He pulled that back in and got it to Jalen Camp, and they pick up double-digit yards once again, this time for 11.
I think that this is what Matt Corral does best. This looks like Ole Miss Matt Corral, you know, where it's quick ball handling, quick feet, and then the ball out like a point guard, just like that on that RPO, run pass option. He reads it, he pulls it down in order to throw it, and then it's an easy pitch and catch to Jalen Camp.
And it's a first down at the 12. Towards the end zone, overthrows Marlon Williams, incomplete.
Back pylon, come on, here we go. What do you like? Here we go, got to call it. Here we go, let's go Lou empty. Let's go Lou empty, Gator 17 safe. Lou empty, Gator 17 safe.
Obviously, they cleared up the communications issue in the helmet. Alex Magoo can only watch. They're not letting him back in the game. Corral. Jay Sternberger, the tight end, and he takes it down inside the 5-yard line.
12, 12, 12. Here we go, Rambo, yo, Colt Steven duo. Rambo, yo, Colt Steven duo. Can you hear me? Rambo, yo, Colt Steven duo. Let's go.
Tenth play of this drive coming up. Mike Nolan hoping his defense can get a stop and hold him to a field goal here. Ricky Person does get stopped. It's 4th and less than a yard. A decision, Joel?
Man, this is not an easy decision if you're Skip Holtz. They have been so good in short yardage with that T formation over the last couple of years, but you heard him just say he wants the points. And I think that that's a nod to how well the defense has played.
So before they bring out Harrison Mevis to kick it, they're going to have a timeout and just kind of talk it over.
They finally got Sternberger involved. He was quiet in week 1 and now finally gets a catch there.
How far do we have to go?
Now he's going to think about it here.
And Michigan called that timeout. Trying to ice the big fella?
Yeah, I don't know. They must have had something going on from a personnel standpoint.
Right,
because
exactly.
That's not a timeout that you would want to take.
Don't forget, when the clock strikes 0, we'll have the Progressive halftime show for you. Get you inside both locker rooms and talk about some of the plays of the week from week 1 in this 2025 season of the UFL. Mevis squeezed into that uniform, all 242 pounds of him. Made one from 36 yards out earlier. This one from 21. And right down the middle. A little pushing and shoving afterwards, but it won't matter as the Stallions double it up. They now lead at 6-0 on the road at Michigan.
Well, one of the reasons Skip Holtz wanted points was because the defense is playing so well. He didn't want to go for it on 4th down. Part of the reason, this pressure that they have been applying on the Michigan Panthers. This defensive front has been outstanding tonight. Part of it has been the coverage down the field, nowhere to go with the football for the Panthers quarterbacks. And then the other has just been a devastating rush, that time from Bradley and I. They have been absolutely terrific rushing the quarterback, and this front four will be asked to do it again here in the last 32 seconds of the half.
And this defense of Birmingham actually played well last week. It was the offense that struggled. And as Skip Holtz pointed out, with 43 seconds left, because of the way the defense played, they actually still had a chance to win that game, but came up short against DC.
Yeah, it's quite shocking, actually. You know, having covered spring football for now the 4th straight year, we're so used to the Stallions having such a great offense, and to see them struggle a little bit is jarring. But the defense has held their end of the bargain.
Here's Devin Ross bringing it out. To the 32-yard line. Danny Edling comes back out to finish out this first half for Michigan.
Well, with only 25 seconds and a couple of timeouts, in particular with nothing going on in their first 3 series, you know, the last thing you want to do is force the ball down the field. You know, I would call something safe if I was the Panthers, some sort of a screen or a delay. And then if it pops, then you can get going and try to get yourself into scoring position and kick a field goal.
They do have 2 timeouts remaining if they should get something big. Out of the backfield, Colburn.
Back Rex empty, Ricky Hitch. And then after that, we're going to go fast.
Okay, back Rex empty, Ricky Hitch.
Okay, we have back Rex empty, Ricky Hitch. On 1, ready? Yeah. Here we go. Sit up. 180. Wait, set.
Everybody out on 2nd and 5. Sims caught that ball. I think that Edling was trying to throw it away.
Yeah, I think he was trying to throw that away. And now he got tackled in bounds, and now it's the half.
Well, 64 yards of total offense for Michigan in that first half. No points, but they get the ball to start the second half, and they're only down by 1 possession. Let's check in with Jenny Taft.
Well, Coach. Well, Coach, I hear you want the urgency from your guys, but I want to start with the positive of your defense. What did you see and evaluate from them in the first half?
You know, I think defense is playing really well, which that's why I kicked the field goal at the very end. You know what I mean? It's 4th and 1, go for it. Try and get 10 points on the road and go up 2 scores. But you know what? The way our defense is playing right now, just get points on the board. Doing some good things defensively, but we're keeping the ball in front of us. We're playing hard. We're playing physical, and I like the way they're playing. And hopefully we can continue to get better on defense, continue to be smart on offense, and play an intelligent football game.
What are you seeing from Matt Corral, and is Magoo available in the second half?
I don't know. I mean, he's talking about there's still a little pain in his shoulder. I can go, one of those. It's like, just sit tight right now. Let's see where it's going. I think we're having some communication problems with Matt. There's been about 3 or 4 calls. I'm calling it. He can't hear it. So we're having some communication problems here in the Dome. But overall, I mean, outside of the one ball he put in danger, I think he's doing a good job of protecting it. And that's the key right now. When you have a defense like this, run the ball, punt it away, and go 80 yards to beat us. We don't have to try and win it and do something foolish. We've gotten in the field goal range. We can't have the turnover down here.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, the way that defense is playing, why not, right? Our pod's big move of the day is actually a defensive play by Michigan. BJ Miller. And the DJ stopping the music there for Birmingham and getting the pod's big move of the day. Michigan unable to turn that into points. 2 field goals from Birmingham is all we have so far, and right now, the Stallions lead it at halftime, 6-0. Progressive halftime report right after this. Welcome back to Detroit. Tonight's UFL halftime sponsored by Progressive. The Stallions on top on the road, 6-0 here in the second week of the UFL. It's also the second season. Last week, well, it started off with a bang. Here are some of the best moments from kickoff weekend. It is year 2 of the UFL on Fox, and
we're going to continue to see quality football.
Oh, yeah! Oh, they came out! A stiff arm makes a man miss!
Yeah, you don't want that smoke. 435 brick. We're going to take a shot right now. Let's go.
The UFL knows what gets the people going.
It goes airborne. Picked off. What a snatch.
Kalen Balaj breaking tackles and going all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
Excellent run from Kalen Balaj.
Good job. Good job. It's a way to get to that guy. Hey, hey, hey! You got to cover, protect, and then cover.
Put your foot on their throat and dominate.
What a run. Nothing between him and the end zone. And there they go.
Make him kick this!
Oh, the helmet comes off on that vicious hit.
They're really good defensively. The best defense in the UFL.
The DC Defenders vanquish the reigning champions, the Birmingham Stallions.
Makes a move.
Breaking free.
Into the end zone.
It's a breakaway for 25 yards for Nakua. Time now being pressured. Tries to spin out of it. And that ball is picked off. Michigan's going to close it out with Kai Nakua returning it. And he may go all the way. Game sealer.
Fox halftime is presented by Progressive. Birmingham up 6-0 over the home team. That's the Michigan locker room right there, as they will try to get things going offensively here in the second half. They do receive the kick to start the second half. Let's take a look at how we got here to 6-0. Low-scoring game. Defenses have been really solid. Birmingham was able to march down, but only after their starter, Alex Magoo, was knocked out on the very first snap of the game. Alex Magoo, the 2023 MVP of the USFL, comes back to the league for his former team, the Stallions, and on the first play of the game goes out with that shoulder injury. Harrison Mevis, 36-yard field goal. That put them on the board with their first series of the game. Matt Corral drove them down. Then they were driving again, but on a long third down, DJ Miller comes up with a huge interception. He stops the drive, and the threat from the Stallions and the Michigan defense was able to hold, and they were only down 3-0 at that point. Birmingham would tack on a field goal right before the end of the half. And that's where we stand, 6-0. The rushing yards in favor of the Stallions. Total yards in favor of the Stallions. First down, Stallions. Time of possession, Stallions. That's because that Birmingham defense has been suffocating the front seven all over the quarterbacks for the Michigan Panthers. When we come back, Michigan will try to figure it out on offense. It's 6-0 Stallions. And Michigan on the move when we come back to Detroit.
1-0-2, 1-0-2, 1-2, 1-0.
Mariner on the slant. Touchdown! What a start for the Panthers. Oh my goodness! This could go the distance. Corral throws. Rodgers, touchdown! And spring football still runs through Birmingham, folks.
Well, the last time these two teams met, Birmingham beat Michigan in the USFL Conference Championship game 31-18, but It's a different story here through the first half tonight, Joel, mainly because of the defense of Birmingham.
Yeah, the Michigan offense only has 4 first downs in the first half, and the pressure has been relentless. This front seven has been so good. I've been talking about it all day, whether it's been in the run game, staying home like that play from Ronnie Perkins, or just getting after the quarterback. Bradley and I has been able to get after the quarterback. This is a defense that has been very good for a couple of years, and right now, defensive coordinator Corey Chamberlain, he's got to be thinking to himself that Michigan has to come out and try to run the football in order to get that pressure off of their quarterback. As Michigan starts with the ball here in the second half, I would expect them to lean heavy on the ground game to try to slow down some of that rushing attack from Birmingham's front seven. And Bryce Perkins, who was so good in week 1, 16 of 19 for 163 yards. They just haven't been able to find that efficiency. Perkins only 4 of 9 for 39 yards so far.
And we saw Danny Etling come in for the last couple of series. An expected change. You expect Perkins to be back here to start the second half?
I would think so. That's the way that they operated in the first game, Kurt, and they went back to Perkins. So I would expect Bryce Perkins to go back out there after Etling had his couple of series.
Well, their offense has struggled. Their defense has actually played well as well. They've only given up the 2 field goals, but it's been lost really in the performance that we've seen from Birmingham's defense so far. And so Michigan will get it to start the second half. Harrison Mevis with his 2 field goals, the difference in this ball game. Devin Ross back deep along with Matthew Colburn. And we'll see if Michigan can get anything going offensively. 63 total yards in that first half. Ross. Good open field tackle made by Daniel Isom. Let's check in with Jenny.
Well, Coach, I can imagine that the offense adjustments were addressed in the locker room. What can you tell me? What do you want to see in the second half?
Well, obviously, our running game has always been good for us, and it wasn't very good in the first half, so we need to do a better job of that. We did get some balls out of there, but then we didn't stick with it. Got to go back. And outside of that, really just even from an efficiency standpoint in the passing game, we just got to get our offense rolling a little better. So hopefully that's what we do here this half.
Will we continue to see both Etling and Perkins?
Yes.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
And we've got Perkins in the game right now. Starting from the 24-yard line.
What's up?
And they hand it off Matthew Colburn on first down. Couple of nice moves and a gain of 6.
Well, this defense structurally is not doing anything exotic. You know, they've just lined up and so far, you know, beat the man in front of them in the first half. And so the Michigan challenge is that you've got to come out there and you've got to match that intensity. And Kurt, win your one-on-one matchup, in particular up front. Those guys up front, they've got to just make sure that you win your one-on-one matchup.
They haven't done that just yet. Perkins threw that into traffic. A.J. Thomas was the Stallion who knocked it away. And here we go, 3rd and 4 already.
Rex Classy, Lizzie, slant, stick switch.
Rex Classy, Lizzie, slant, stick switch. On one, ready? On 1-on-1. Let's go. What's up? Lady, what's up?
Perkins. Over the middle, too high, intercepted. A.J. Thomas with the pick. And he laterals it. Hands it off to the big fella, Perion Winfrey. And a big return after a big pick for Birmingham. And another big play for the Stallions defense.
Tips and overthrows. Those are the nemesis for a quarterback. And here Birmingham again. Good rush right in the face of Perkins. And looked like they just couldn't bring it down. The tip ball goes up and over the top and right into the hands of the Stallions. That was Hicatini. And again, there is A.J. Thomas. And Thomas had the pass breakup on 2nd down and then the pick on 3rd down.
First down from the 23. Person, number 23, lowers his shoulder and picks up 7.
You know, because Perkins couldn't step into that throw, the pressure right there. Ronnie Perkins was in his face. Bryce Perkins can't get the ball on the chest of the tight end, Cole Hicatini, so he's got to reach over his head. It goes off of his hands, and a tip and an overthrow always winds up in the hands of a defender, and A.J. Thomas was right there, the beneficiary of that tip. Beautiful play defensively. Pressure up front, get the ball tipped up. A.J. Thomas with the pick.
Just a continuation of the pressure we saw in the first half. Corral pulls it down, kind of floats it out to Sternberger, who gets enough for the first down and more as Jay Sternberger gets it inside the 5-yard line. It'll be first and goal, Stallion.
Well, they've had a little success offensively with these run-pass options. You can tell that Corral initially, you know, he's reading something in the run game as if Persons could possibly get the ball, and then he just floats it out to the tight end, Sternberger. How about the block in front? Did you see that block in front? Beautiful by Davion Davis. Watch 13, Davion Davis. Bam! Just a beautiful block, and Sternberger creeps down the sideline and all the way inside of the 3-yard line.
Springs him free. First and goal from the 2. Person. And he's going to be stopped just shy of the goal line inside the 1-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, the way that this defense has played, you got to think that a 2-possession lead is going to feel real good for Birmingham. So I think that Skip Holtz, even though he kicked a field goal in the first half and did not go for it on 4th down, I think in his back pocket, he's thinking he's got 3 more downs here. So I would be pretty surprised if they went to the air. I think you would get, yeah, here we go, T formation. I think you're going to get 3 tries like this.
And they call a timeout as the play clock was down to 2 seconds.
Can you not hear me? T-bone shift, T-bone, and then I said, I'm going, call it. We need time, break the huddle right now. T-bone shift, call it, go. And we're sitting, well, I know, but we sat in the huddle from 24 down.
You got to get in the box, come on.
Huh? Let's go, Rhino, Tampa odd, Rhino, Tampa odd, T-bone, Rhino, Tampa odd. Rhino, Tampa odd. You like this? Rhino, Tampa odd.
So they line up with the tight end and 2 backs. They hand it off. Ricky Person, plenty of room, and touchdown. It was the big tight end, Marcus Barr, that made the block that sprung him free. Person goes in untouched, and Birmingham has now extended the lead to 2 possessions.
Well, what I love here is it's a little bit of a wrinkle. They stuck both tight ends on this side, so they extend the line on the right side, but then run the football back over to the left side. So you're trying to shrink the edge on the left side of your offense, right side of the defense, and then give the ball to Person so that he can try to run to the pylon. So a nice little wrinkle to the T-bone formation there, an overload with the tight ends, give them the opportunity to get around the edge.
Birmingham going for 2 from the 5-yard line. And they're going to get backed up. False start.
False start. 56 of the offense. The 2-point try will be from the 10-yard line.
Racket. Keep it.
Cole Snyder, the center, call for the false start.
Not what you want your center to look like.
No.
Like, I mean, I do, Kurt. I want to look up in front of me and see a mullet and a mustache. Then I'm like, okay, now it's a party, and I'm ready to go as a quarterback.
Lineman central.
That's right.
Even though it's from the 10, it's still 4-2. Over the middle at the goal line. Jordan Thomas caught it, but he did not break the plane. So the two-point conversion fails. Ricky Person, first touchdown of the game, and it comes off the turnover. This defense for Birmingham has been studly tonight. A.J. Thomas with the pick that they turn into points. That was tonight's game flow, brought to you by Progressive. Well, they took another look at that two-point conversion. They still say the call stands, but Joel, this is close.
Yeah, it was close, wasn't it? I mean, and remember now, you got to have control, and at this point, I don't think that they felt like Jordan Thomas had control of the football. As you can see, it's still kind of jostling, and then once he finally gets control, as it's still jostling around, he's not close to the goal line, but initially that ball was close, just not in the control of the tight ends. Hey, 6'5", 277. I don't mind the play call, right? Just send him down, like post him up down the low block.
They've targeted him quite a bit tonight in the passing game and there in the conversion attempt. Colbert out across the 25-yard line. Let's get it down to Jenny Taft with the quarterback, who just got the team in the end zone.
Kurt, I feel like it was about time we hear from this guy. Matt, just take me through the way you've been able to kind of establish a rhythm throughout this game and how you have seen this offense just improve really in the second.
Well, kind of a rough start there in the beginning, just trying to taking what they give us and not trying to do too much. But just, you know, they're giving us the easy things. Don't try to make it too complicated and just take what they give us. And then, you know, they're giving us the underneath stuff, so we just got to be patient and take that all the way up and down the field. So it's going to be a slow-going game for us, just because based on what they're giving us. But yeah, we just got to execute at the end of the day.
I know your head coach mentioned the communication was a little bit testy at times. Has it improved? Is it better between you guys?
No, it's like whenever we get to the 50 to the 20, going this way, it just cuts out. But it is what it is. Got to figure it out. Yeah.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Was that casting aspersions, as they like to say?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
He said, we're okay till we get to the 50, and then.
Hey, what's that?
Michigan on 2nd and 1.
Terrible, sir.
McCrary gets the first down. Right to midfield before Thomas makes the tackle. And Michigan trying to get something going.
Yeah, they need to get that run game going. They have got to find a way to slow down that rush, because we saw the last interception was because of the pass rush. Anytime that they're behind the chains, then they are setting themselves up to be in a position where that pass rush can take over. So first down, second down, it's so imperative that they get the run game going to stay with the chains.
Whitey, what's up?
From their own 49, McCrary bouncing it outside. And he gets wrapped up. Ronnie Perkins was the first guy to get there. Let's listen in.
Can't guard you?
Pistol. Left trig wing hero. Ripper. Stick scrape. Pistol. Left trig wing hero. Ripper.
Pistol. Left trig wing hero. Ripper. Stick scrape. On one, ready? Yep. Go. Shut. Whitey. What's up?
Perkins throws that. It's caught by his tight end, Gunnar Oates. And this is the best we've seen Michigan move the ball all game long. Give him 10 more.
Yeah, nice job by Gunnar Oates. Watch, he's just going to curl up from his tight end spot. And I tell you, that ball just got through the dive of Kavai Tazzino. And you can see Tazzino 31 dive right there, and Oaks is just able to catch that ball. Good thing that Bryce Perkins was on time with that football.
First down from the Birmingham 38.
Whitey, what's up?
Colbert keeps it. They're picking it up in chunks now, Joel.
They had to have it. They had to have the run game show up, and they're finally able to get some movement up front. Beautiful job. Watch up front. You're going to get guard, center, guard that gets some movement right here so that Coburn can just find that hole, and then he just sees it on the left side, runs away from the unblocked defender, and then he's up the field. Beautiful job up front, and a nice decision by Perkins there on the zone read.
15-yard gain to the 23.
What's that?
Perkins out to Mariner. And he picks up 7 yards on first down.
You know, but the key to this series, though, yes, they've gotten things going. There's a rhythm, all of those things. The key is that they're playing on their terms because they're not behind the chains. And when you can play on your terms and your entire playbook is at your disposal, then good things happen as an offense.
Late flag on the play.
Face mask, defense number 32, ripped his helmet off, tack it on.
Tack it on. What was the number?
32.
32 the defense.
It's going to be a big call on A.J. Thomas.
After the play, personal foul, face mask, the 32 the defense. Penalty is the first down at the 2-yard line.
This is well away from the play, as you can see it from our camera on the officials, and as he's tangled up right there, just pulls the offensive lineman's helmet right off. I believe that was Ryan Nelson who he was tangled up with, number 75. And A.J. Thomas let his frustration get the best of him there, and now Michigan is in a beautiful spot. What a series for them. Got to pay it off with a touchdown.
Thomas had the pick that set up the Birmingham touchdown on the last possession. Now the penalty. Will it set up a Michigan score? McCrary hitting the backfield. Loss of 3. JoJo Tillery and company were there.
JoJo Tillery, Carlos Davis on the stop. Loss of 2 on the play. Second and goal from the
Okay, here we go. Give me, here we go, let's go. Give me left close, Zuff, Liz zone.
Let's go, hey, left close, Zuff, Liz zone, on top, ready? We gotta go, we gotta go.
It's taking a while to get this play called in.
Let's go, what's up? Whitey, what's that? Turn, what's that?
Low snap, McCrary. Inside the 2, 3rd and goal.
Right sing near Rip Grizzly. Right sing near Rip Grizzly.
Hey, let's go, hey, on 1, let's go. Right sing near Rick Grizzly, on 1, ready?
Michigan brings in an extra lineman.
Whitey, what's up?
They hand it off. McCrary tripped up in the backfield, and it'll be 4th and goal from the 1. What do they do?
You know, I think they need to go for this. They just haven't done anything offensively. Birmingham's starting to get a little bit of a rhythm. This is a team that they just have not had a chance to beat over the last couple of years. Lost 3 times to the Stallions a year ago, including the playoffs. This is a statement down for the Michigan Panthers and Mike Nolan, Bryce Perkins. This team needs to get in the end zone.
From the 1. McCrary again hitting the backfield, and Birmingham makes the stop. From 1st and goal at the 2 to no dice. Birmingham's defense has been dominant all night long, and it doesn't change there. Tonight's game is sponsored by Jersey Mike Subs. Be a sub above. And by T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network.
Welcome back to Michigan. 12-0 Stallions, but how about the defensive hold inside the 5? There was first and goal, and then here we go. Stallions picking it up. We've got stop on second down, third down, and then here's the fourth down stop. Look at that. 3 Stallions, 4 Stallions, 5 Stallions at the ball carrier, and they deny Michigan. Michigan's best series of the day. They needed to punch that one in. At 12-0, the offense hadn't done anything all day long. That was their best series, and then sure enough, the Stallions were able to bow their neck and turn away that Michigan Panther drive. This front 7, Kurt, I've been saying it all night long. Even with that last drive, they have been outstanding tonight.
And those stats don't even show up, how they make key plays at key times. Person gets it out of the end zone and back to the line of scrimmage. I mean, I think that's the thing, Joel. Yes, they've made plays. They've had the turnovers. They've had the pressures, but they've come at times that have stopped what looked like a little momentum for Michigan.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, they've gotten turnovers because of that pressure up front, but now it's time for one of the most experienced and best defensive front 7s in the league to make sure that their offense gets the ball back with great field position. This Michigan defense has got to be really aggressive right here and make sure that the Stallions have to punt from the shadow of their own goalposts.
Matt Corral back to pass. Zips it over the middle. Sternberger gets it out to just across the 15-yard line, and that will give him plenty of breathing room on a 13-yard gain.
I tell you, man, Jay Sternberger has been so quiet during the course of this season, but now they're finally starting to get him some touches. And right here, they create some space, and then watch as he just seeps into the middle, and then the timing is right for Matt Corral. He reads the linebacker underneath, and as soon as Sternberger breaks on that route, the ball is there.
Here's Larry Roundtree. He's caught for a loss of a yard. Jenny Taft.
DeMarquise, I do just want to get your take on this defense, and I can tell the chemistry among you guys. What has been working so well for you this game? You're playing with such confidence.
We're just playing together. You know, we got one main focus, and that's to get a win. You know, we're just trying to do our thing and get the job done. You know, everybody's locked in, doing our 1-11 and trying to just make those plays.
I got to ask you about this toothpick, about this flosser. Just so you guys know, this is every single game, all game. What goes into this superstition for you?
Not too much. You know, just something to bite down on. You know, just use it as a mouthpiece. You know, just another little intricate part of me. So, you know, I just keep one with me all the time.
Well, hey, it's working for you. I'll let you keep it in. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
It has worked for him throughout his young career. Spent the last 2 seasons with the Chicago Bears after being an all-USFL player for Birmingham's defense a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, and the American Dental Association approves.
I think 10 out of 10 dentists approve that.
That's right.
There's always that one, right? First down, Davion Davis. And from their own end zone, they're now out across the 30-yard line, 7 more on the pass.
One of the things that I really love about Skip Holtz's attack is that he just attacks space. And you see right here, Corral saw the space, and that's a good route because he's just going to cross the face of the linebacker, and Davion Davis is there. The ball is out on time, and you can tell Mike Nolan, he wanted the linebackers to squeeze down, and they weren't able to do so.
Here's Corral out of the backfield, Davion Davis, and he's going to be dropped for a big loss. You know, about -6 on that.
Man, Skip hated this one. You can see him on the sideline. You know, from up here, you look down, and Skip just hated this because you're just going to try to dump the ball there, but the safety was down the entire way. Nakua was racing down, and then he's looking out there. He's like, no, no. Skip just always lets you know exactly how he feels. It's one of the things I love about him.
Yeah, you don't have to read body language with him. Here's Corral stepping up, Deion Kane. Let's see what Skip calls on third down here.
Okay, here we go. Let's go, Lou. Here we go. Lou Flo, Florida. 47. Safe. Lou Flo, Florida. 47 safe.
On 3rd and 8. throws it along the sideline. Cade Johnson makes, well, there's a decision. Yes, he made the grab. 17 yards on the completion.
I tell you, this was an incredible job of Matt Corral using his eyes. Watch as he breaks containing, he scoots up in the pocket right here, and then he's going to look all the way out left and then come back to his right. Did you see that? He looked out left to the flat route, drew the defense down, and then threw the ball down the field and was able to get that catch to Cade Johnson. And did he corral that before he went out of bounds? That was awfully close, guys, because at first you saw that double catch. Was he still in when he finally got control of that ball? No control, no control. Now maybe control. That's a knee. That sure looks like a catch to me.
And Michigan and Mike Nolan have decided to challenge this. Remember, you can challenge any play in the UFL.
Bring him out, please.
Dean Blandino will take a look at it. Dean?
We took a good look. It was close because we saw that bobble initially, but we had control, and like Joel was kind of walking us through, we had that right leg. Remember, anything above the ankle, so that shin was down. We were able to confirm that, communicate to the field, no challenge.
So it was called a catch. Let's take another look and see how close this was.
So I just want to confirm there with Dean as we look at the process of the catch. Remember, process, control right there. Now we've got that shin on the ground, and that's a catch. So because, Dean, you were able to confirm that pre-challenge, Michigan still has that challenge, correct?
That's correct, Joel.
Got it. All right. Well, hey, excellent job by you guys, the officials, making sure that was right in real time. Heck of a job by Cade Johnson after that first kind of double catch, at least getting that knee down as he went out of bounds.
So Birmingham continues the drive. Person going to be stopped, loses a yard on the play, and that might take us to the end of this third quarter.
Yeah, no reason to run a play here if you're Birmingham. Talk over the longer third down.
Let's go, Lou. Here we go. Let's go, Lou. Let's go, Atlanta.
And no reason to run a play the way your defense has played in this game.
Yeah, great point.
We go to the fourth quarter. So far, it has been all Stallions all night. They're up 12-0. 3 quarters in the book. Here's our Friday night spotlight, taking a look around what you can expect the rest of the weekend in the UFL. Shannon Harris in DC won his first game as a head coach, beating Birmingham. Kalen Ballage set the UFL record last week for the longest run in league history. And on Sunday, they open up the Dome in St. Louis as the Battlehawks take on the San Antonio Brahmas on FS1. Well, Alex Magoo has been basically watching from the sideline all night as Birmingham has taken the lead. Their starting quarterback, first play from scrimmage of the game. He says he popped his shoulder out. He certainly was injured. He said it popped out, popped back in, and since then Matt Corral has taken over. And Joel, he's starting to heat up. A perfect 7 for 7 in that third quarter. Going deep. Kane got it. Touchdown, Birmingham.
Ball's on the left.
Hey, I blame you.
I tell you, Kane ran a really good route right here, and Matt Corral threw this one absolutely perfect. So here's Kane on the outside. All right, and do you see him go inside, and then he gets to the outside hip of the defensive back, Levante Taylor, and then that ball was perfectly thrown, and he did not have to break stride. Matt Corral put plenty of air on that, and then Deon Kane just runs right under it and never breaks stride. That is as pretty as you can get throwing the deep ball, in Birmingham up 18-0 will go for 2.
We talked about this second half for Corral. He completed his last pass of the first half, so that's 9 straight.
Well, think about what he's done since the interception. 12 of his last 14 since throwing that pick.
Here he goes for 2. That's broken up, intended for Deon Kane. They don't get the conversion, but they do get the touchdown. and extend the lead to 18-0. Matt Corral remains perfect in the second half, and the Stallions are starting to look like the team that's won 3 straight spring league titles. If you want to see who's ready for Augusta, the biggest names in golf are on Fox. Koepka, DeChambeau, DJ, Rahm, Phil, all teeing it up at Live Golf in Miami. Catch the final round Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern, only on Fox.
Tough day at Doral today. Patrick Reed played well. He's 5 under. Dustin Johnson is in second position along with DeChambeau, Mickelson. They're at 3 under, so quite an event getting going down there at Doral for Live Golf.
I tell you, I'm not at that level, obviously, but Doral's the toughest golf course I've ever played in my life. I've got about 20 balls in the water that'll prove it. Let's check in with Jenny, with Deion Kane, who scored that 52-yard touchdown.
Well, Deion actually told me before the game he loves the game and he's here to show what he can do. Well, we saw it on display, Deion, so I'd love it if you could just break down the play, how you got so open here.
Well, really, we ran this play similar on the interception right before half, and pointed out one of our new receivers, we got K. Johnson, told the coach they play heavy far inside. That's how they was able to get the interception last time. So they gave us the same look. We said, hey, coach, we want to pump it, do a double move, and came out right. Matt threw a good ball. I just had to make it.
Play me through it. You said you're enjoying the view. Let's watch it.
Yeah, this looked pretty good right here. So, corners playing inside leverage, which is what we expected because that's how they got the pick last time. He jumped on the inside route. I gave him something inside to make it seem I was running the same route. I put the foot in the ground, got physical at the top, and then just had to go get the ball. Matt threw a perfect ball for me to get up under. Hey, you see the results after that. So it's always good to celebrate with my teammates and make a play for us because we needed that just to pull the game a little bit more away.
The other thing you mentioned to me before the game, look, this offense was not to its standard last week. You guys worked hard all week to get here. What improvements have you seen?
Really, our toughness. We're coming more urgent to the line. We're playing hard every snap. I just see our effort is definitely getting a lot better throughout each drive, and we're just trying to keep it going. We still got 14 more minutes left, so we're just trying to keep, executing and put more points on the board just for us to keep winning. So.
Amazing. Deion, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jenny. I love that access. I mean, a player being able to show you in real time.
You know, what I love is when an offense and a coach and a game plan and players build on things. Yeah, like Skip's complaining that he thought there was a block in the back, but you heard him talking about, well, they gave us this look in the first half, right? And so you go in at halftime, you make adjustments, and the wide receivers have to tell the coaches they're playing heavy inside leverage. I can beat them outside. And those are the types of things that you can communicate in order to get wins in the second half. But you got to have trust, and your players have to know what's going on and really understand your system. But I loved hearing that from Deion Kane on that description of the defense that Michigan was giving them.
You know, and as part of its familiarity, Kane's been in this offense for a couple of years. Matt Corral, this is the second season he's been in this offense. And this second half, Corral's 8 of 8 for 105 yards and that touchdown.
Yeah, that's a good point. And we're seeing that across the UFL. You know, think about this, Kurt. You go back to this last opening week of the UFL, and the 4 teams that won all had quarterbacks that were their quarterback a year prior. You know, so those teams and the continuity, you know, that breeds success year over year. Now, truth be told, obviously that doesn't count the Stallions, who had Alex Magoo starting, but remember, he wasn't there last year, so he was a year removed from the Stallions before he came back and started last week.
And remember, he had also been playing wide receiver on the practice squad for the Green Bay Packers the previous 2 seasons. That's a good second effort on the run there by Nate McCrary. And there's a look as Magoo goes back to playing QB.
Yep. Well, this is an important series, obviously, and remember now, 18-0 is a 2-possession game here because you've got the 3-point play, Mike Nolan at his disposal. And it's one of the reasons I was a little surprised Birmingham didn't try to go for 1 to make it a 19-0 game after that Deion Kane touchdown. They went for 2. That's kind of their MO, but it left it a 2-possession game.
Perkins over the middle, wide open. Siosi Mariner down to the 20-yard line. Big pass play of 25 yards.
Yeah, really good job of reading these safeties, and the safety right back there. And what Perkins does a good job of is seeing the rotation, and so he knows that he can go down the seam where the safety left the area. So it goes to a single safety look after the rotation, and he's able to get right down the seam. And how about Mariner with the toughness, knowing he's going to get hit, and he held on.
Longest play of the night for Michigan. And they follow it up with a short 1-yard run. Ball is out. And you can see McCrary getting up limping as well.
Yeah,
that may have been why that ball popped out.
He got bent back, and that ball popped out. It looked like the official threw a beanbag as if that ball was out before he was down. But, man, let's hope McCrary is okay here.
Yeah, he seems to be in a lot of pain. Injury timeout. Tonight's game is sponsored by Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut. And by Allstate, you're in good hands. All right, here's another look at the injury to Nate McCrary. Clearly a fumble. Michigan did recover, however.
Yeah, they got that ball back, but just hope McCrary is okay. You can see that left leg got bent back, and now they're down to one running back now.
Yeah, Matthew Colburn, their only running back. He and McCrary were the only two they had active tonight. But they've got a quarterback who can run it as well, and Bryce Perkins takes it down inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal, Panthers.
Yeah, nice job by Bryce Perkins of stepping up in the pocket. As you see, he's going to step up to the right side and then find some turf to run, picks up the first down. And again, this Michigan team, man, they've got to find a way to get some points on the board. If you go back to last year, Birmingham has scored 46 straight points dating back to that playoff game against Michigan.
Colburn caught in the backfield. Another good defensive play by this Birmingham team. This time it was Trey.
Here we go. Let's go. Rex, Classy, Lizzie, slant, stick switch, Classy.
Second goal from the 9.
Let's go. Hey, Rex, Classy, Lizzie, slant, stick switch.
Classy, Lizzie, slant, stick switch.
Turbo. Let's go, sir. Mighty, what's that? Turbo, sir.
Perkins in the pocket, escapes. Finds a way to stay alive and gets the touchdown. Marcus Sims with the reception, but what a play by Perkins.
And this reminds me of last week's 4th down play where Perkins just stayed alive, and wound up in the end zone himself. But here he's going to find the end zone with a throw. Looks like he's dead to rights in the pocket. Great pressure again from this defensive line, Ronnie. Perkins can't get him down, and then he stays alive, and at the last second just flips it to the back of the end zone, and it's a touchdown for Michigan. What a drive for the Panthers, and an individual effort from their quarterback, Bryce Perkins, to get it in the end zone.
9-yard touchdown to Sims. And the Panthers going to go for 3. Try and make it an 18-9 score from the 10-yard line.
That's exactly what I was talking about. You know, Birmingham went for 2 after their touchdown to Deion Kane. Failed. It's 18-0. Well, that leaves 2 9-pointers available for Michigan in a 2-possession game, and they'll try to take that opportunity.
Okay, left trig wing hero, Liz zone. Left trig wing hero, Liz zone.
Let's roll. Turbo here, fellas. On turbo.
Wait, now are they going to go for 1?
Liz zone. On turbo. Ready?
They called it that they were going to go for 3. So they did call roughing the passer, which we missed. And so this is from the 1-yard line, from the 2-yard line, pardon me, but it's still a 3-point attempt. So they're going for 3 from the 2. Perkins holds on to it. Gets it. And they cut the lead in half.
Let's get it. Come on. Hey. All we need is one.
We got ourselves a ball game. Perkins keeping the play alive. Somehow escaping. Getting the score. Their first touchdown of the day, and then he adds the three-point conversion after the penalty. Made it a little bit shorter, and just like that, it's a 9-point ball game. One possession. Bryce Perkins is either a magician or a ballerina. Last week, on 4th and goal, picks up the loose ball, keeps his balance, somehow fights his way into the end zone. Tonight, just moments ago, fights off defenders, keeps his balance, and throws the touchdown. You can see the roughing the passer there. No flag was thrown on the field, but Joel Dean Blandino back in the command center made the call afterwards, which is another element of the UFL that you have.
Yeah, and he was exactly right. He took contact right to the face. I tell you, man, that type of a play, guys, Bryce Perkins and just that effort, whether it was last week or this week, it endears you to your teammates because your teammates know that you're willing to go out there and sacrifice and just stay alive for them. And that type of competitive spirit is one of the reasons that Mike Nolan really likes Bryce Perkins, and he's kind of elevated himself to the starter.
Here's Deion Kane with the return. Jenny is with that starting quarterback.
Kurt, thank you so much. Well, Bryce, obviously last week you had a great play with your legs. You just kept the play alive there, getting it done. Take me through what went into it and how this offense has kind of grown into the game.
Yeah, I mean, play by play, you can't get it back in one play. So we did a good job of executing. Run game was big for us. Getting those guys, keeping those guys honest.
Illegal formation.
When the pass options come alive outside, on the RPOs, they come alive. And Marcus did a great job of staying alive. Down there, double slants, red 4, not the best coverage for it. But, we work scramble drill all the time, and those guys did a great job of staying alive and competing. I mean, not out of it, it's a one-possession game with the UFL rules, so sticking to it and keep going.
That's what's so fun about this league, right? Like you just said, it's a one-possession game here, so how do you keep the momentum going right now?
Just execute. Don't feel like we got to do too much. We don't have to get it back on one play. We had time. Our defense has been playing great out there. So our job is just to help them out and keep going. It's going to come down to this last drive right here. We managed to get one, so I'll make it count.
I'll let you watch. Thank you.
And their defense making a stop. Larry Roundtree less than a yard on that run.
Yeah, this is a huge drive for Birmingham, and also Michigan's defense. Obviously, it's just a massive drive in the game because it's a one-possession game here. It's 8:51 and counting. If Birmingham can put together any length of drive and take this down inside of 6, inside of 5 minutes, and put the ball in the end zone, boy, that becomes very precarious for Michigan to try to come back in a two-possession game at that point. So if you're the Panthers and Colin Bauer, the defensive coordinator, he needs to be aggressive and try to get off the field as quickly as he can and get that offense that has a rhythm right back on the field.
Oh, that was dangerous. Corral's lucky that didn't get picked off.
All right, here we go.
Gonna bring up third down.
Boy, that, I tell you, Matt has played so well for the last couple of series. And, TDs in both of their last 2 drives. And since the interception, he's taken care of the football. But that was just kind of a, panic and throw the ball out to the outside. If the defender turns around, it might have been a pick.
Yeah, Kendrick Whitehead there on the coverage. 3rd and 9. Corral going deep. Hand fighting. And it's picked off. DJ Miller. Well, let's see what the call is here. He gets his 2nd interception of the game. So, in live action, no pass interference call. It counts as a pick, and Michigan gets the ball back.
Coming across. All I'm trying to do is get a first
Down by 1 score. Miller had an interception earlier in the game. He makes it 2 for the night. Can they convert this time?
18-9 Birmingham, but the Michigan defense coming up with a huge stop here right when they needed it the most. They needed to get off the field, get their offense right back out there after that touchdown drive. And Matt Corral, under a little pressure, not a ton, just kind of panicked and threw that one up almost like a punt. And it was far enough that it basically acts as a punt. But DJ Miller, how about that? 2 interceptions on the night. He has been really the defensive star of the game for the Panthers. He has been terrific down the field, covering big tight end Jordan Thomas right there. He's guarding Jalen Camp. He runs 6'2", 226. First player in UFL history with a 2-interception game. So congratulations to DJ Miller, and now an opportunity for this Panthers team in what has become a 1-possession game.
Miller with the one-handed interception as well. Gives Michigan the ball at the 42. Matthew Colburn. Short gain of 2.
The entire success of that drive, the last drive for Michigan, was built on the fact that they were successful on first down. They stayed out of long yardage situations because Birmingham's pass rush, guys, has been totally dominant. And so when they're in a must-passing situation, those guys up front for the Stallions have gotten after it. But if they can stay with the chains and have success on first and second down, that's when they can move the ball down the field.
It's second down now and 8. Perkins on the move, throwing deep. And he overthrows everybody downfield. Malik Turner, the nearest receiver.
And that's exactly what's playing out right here, Kurt. So 2nd and 8, that's a passing situation. And what do we get? We get a strong rush from Birmingham over that right side. Borderline a hold right there, and Perkins just has to run out of the pocket and throw it down the field. So again, this is playing right into the Stallions' hands, and watch out for this pass rush right now, because this is where they've been at their best. 3rd and 8, obvious passing situation, trying to get their quarterback back on the field.
So after the interception, Michigan trying to hold on to it. Here comes the rush. It's caught, but it's stopped short of the first down. Gunnar Oaks made the reception. Here we go. This is a big 4th down with 6.5 left.
Yeah, I mean, that was almost planned as short. I mean, he wasn't even close to the chains. So I would think it's 4 down territory, but now they're going to punt it. I tell you, if punting was on the table, you cannot run that route 2 yards short of the first down. You cannot do that. That is a throwaway and a total mistake by your offense. If you're going to go for it on 4th, fine. You made it a shorter yardage. But if you're going to punt it, you got to get to the sticks.
Davion Davis tripped up inside the 20, but with 5:49 left, Birmingham will have the ball. Can they run out the clock? As you said, a couple yards short of the chain, and that may be the difference in this ball game. Well, there's been quite the difference between these two quarterbacks tonight. Matt Corral played all but the first snap of the game when he came in for Alex Magoo. You can see his numbers double that of Bryce Perkins, but he also has the 2 picks, and that's allowed Michigan to keep it close, although they don't go for it on 4th down in the home of the Lions. I mean, yeah, Dan Campbell goes for it on 4th down as much as anybody. Exactly. Birmingham will try and run out the clock. Ricky Person going to be stopped. Let's listen to Skip's call.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go, Rob. Here we go. Let's go, Rio. Let's go, Rob. Rob free, Florida, 28 slot. Rob free, Florida, 28 slot.
I think they need to get back to that RPO game. That's where Matt Corral is at his best. That's where he has the ability to run the football himself, if need be, on the edge. And his legs are going to be the factor of this drive of why they're able to move the ball down the field.
Quick pass across the middle. Davion Davis going backwards. And is going to be wrapped up right at the 21-yard line. Here's Skip on third down.
Go that way.
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go, Rob. Rob Flo, Florida, 29, Yahtzee. Rob Flo, Florida, 29, Yahtzee.
This is a key play for this Michigan defense.
Yeah, it really is, and this pass rush needs to show up. If it's not there, Corral needs to take off.
Incomplete. He threw it to Jay Sternberger. Kai Nakua, the safety, got in to break it up. It'll bring up fourth down, and Birmingham going to be forced to punt.
Well,
give it back to Bryce Perkins.
You know that they're going to go to their best players, and they're going to try to get Sternberger just right inside of Nakua. And you can see he's there. The ball is there, but the safety, Arnold Tarpley, he comes across fast in order to contact right there, and a great coverage play from Kai Nakua. Tell you, man, this guy, he is always right where he needs to be, making plays for his defense.
And so Birmingham, 3 and out. And just over 4 minutes left, Michigan will have the ball. And there's movement before the ball was snapped.
Ball start. For 12 of the offense. 5-yard penalty is still 4th down.
So maybe helping Michigan out a little bit here. We'll see how this punt goes by Colby Wadman.
Let's go. Hey, we up, stay up. Let's go.
Standing at his own goal line. Bryce Perkins salivating for one more chance. High kick by Wadman. Devin Ross fumbles the football. He muffed it. And let's see how it comes out underneath this pile.
Take your time. The clock is stopped. Let's get it rolling.
How do you figure this out?
Kicking team recovered, so we have a muff or a fumble.
Birmingham comes out with the football. And they're going to give the Stallions possession.
The kick was muffed by the receiving team, recovered by the kicking team. In 1st and 10 for Birmingham.
Wow. I mean, what a huge turn of events. Ross comes up. It was a bit of a short punt, as you were calling it, Kurt, and he just couldn't get there. He muffs it, and now it's a free game, and let the scrum ensue. Everybody in there. Camp to Zeno. And it looks like the Stallions come away with it. What a giant break. And they're across the 50-yard line and get to take another couple of minutes off of this clock, force Michigan into a situation where they're going to have to start thinking about their timeouts. Just a massive play in this game.
Everybody in white in there, and I believe it was the long snapper, Ryan Langan, who actually hustled down and came out with it.
Move up, Bryce.
Now, it should be mentioned here is that this is not about, like, should we run or pass, because in the clock rules in the UFL, until the 2-minute warning, even on an incomplete pass, the clock will start once 30 hits on the play clock. There's your hero right there, the long snapper. That's hopefully the last picture of a long snapper I ever have to see. But yeah, it's just.
Hey.
I know.
Be fair. He made the play.
That's true. He hustled. He went down there. Give that man a lollipop.
Yeah, okay. Here's Ricky Person. He is bottled up at the line of scrimmage. And as you mentioned, Michigan may want to start thinking about timeouts. They use their first.
There's Devin Ross. That short punt. He just couldn't quite get under it. And look at all those Stallions in there diving for the football.
The rare instance where the short punt actually works out to your advantage.
Yeah, exactly right.
Ross trying to grab it on the run and just couldn't.
And no one is sicker than him on the sideline. There's no doubt. And now for Birmingham, you know, like I said, it's not necessarily about run or pass because of the clock rules, which is just different. And so you got to, you know, frame your offensive standards a little bit differently right now. If you're Skip Holtz, if you're Matt Corral.
12 switch fade. 12 switch fade.
You know, so they can go with a pass concept. They can go with an RPO concept. Even on an incompletion, that clock is still going to run.
Until the 2-minute warning.
That's correct.
So I don't know what you're seeing.
Blitz coming. Nice time on the throw. And a first down as Marlon Williams skips a tackle, breaks through, and moves the chains. More importantly for Birmingham, the clock keeps going after the 24-yard gain.
And Devin Ross can't even watch after that muffed punt, but a good job by Matt Corral. You see that pressure right in his face. Rondell Carter, the big number 97, was right in his face, and he just was able to calmly find Marlon Williams, get a first down, and now they can really start to milk this thing.
You can see in very little hurry to get to the line of scrimmage.
Don't want to snap this until about inside of 4 of the play clock at worst.
Corral. Quick pass, Jordan Thomas.
Back it. Back it.
I think Michigan took their timeout.
Their second.
All right, we got 3 points on the board, right? Yep. We got 3 points. We got 3 points on the board, which will make it a 2-score game. You know what I mean? With what we're doing. So good job. Nice throws. Just manage it. Don't do anything high risk. You know what I mean? Throw it out of bounds if it's not there. It's 2nd and 3. I'm going to get to 11.
Now it's time to go to the run game. Avoid the mistake. If I'm Skip Holtz, I'm avoiding that risky throw from Corral. Corral, high ceiling, low floor. He gives you great throws, bad decisions.
What we're looking for. Hey, so let's go. Rob empty. Rob empty. Let's go Gator. 12 switch fade. Rob empty. 12 switch fade.
I understand this is Holtz's MO. He likes to be aggressive, but now once you're in field goal range, it's not necessarily just about the clock as it is managing the decisions of your quarterback. I'd love to see him run the football here, but they're going to go with that same fade on the outside, outs on the inside. So you got fades right here.
And especially a quarterback who's thrown 2 picks tonight. No flags on the play on the incompletion.
Lots of contact as Marlon Williams, or Davion Davis, excuse me, was trying to get down the field. Well, I'd love to. I mean, I guess incidental. I don't even know.
Uncatchable, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, you can't just hit the wide receiver.
No. Oh, no flag. So it'll be 3rd down. I think that is going to be the decision about whether or not it's catchable or not. Dean Blandino?
If I'm Skip, I would think about a challenge here.
Say it again, Frank.
Can I ask for an explanation on why that's not pass interference? Like how
They did not consider it an uncatchable pass. Okay, so we have contact early. This is going to be pass interference. I'm going to give you the spot.
The hard count.
The 16-yard line. The contact was at the 16.
Okay. Here, I want to go.
Automatic first down, correct.
First down.
Number one. Number 1,
It's
Michigan.
gonna be a first down. They're calling it interference. They're calling it interference. They're calling it interference. Okay. So
2,
here,
5, 6.
Hey, let's do this. I want to go. I want to go to 12 personnel.
Hey, Joel, it's Dean.
I want to go to 12 personnel, and I want to go to right full.
So Dean Blandino in the command center, taking a look at that and saying that ball was not uncatchable, which would have allowed them to make contact. But since it wasn't, then they call pass interference instead.
Yeah, and Dean, in the last 5 minutes, you can jump in and override this, correct?
Hey, out of 12.
That's correct. Yeah, last 5 minutes, if it's going to have a significant impact on the outcome of the game, we can look at it from the command center. I asked the officials, did you have it uncatchable? They said, no, we had it catchable. Then we looked at the contact clearly with the ball in the air. Defender initiated it, so we're able to do that.
Yeah, it's the right call. That's an excellent job. Great mechanics from the officiating crew from the command center. You guys have been on top of it all night long. So inside of 5 minutes, Skip did not need the super challenge.
Listening to what's happening on the field with them. What they're talking about.
So they'll have it first down and a little more time to run the clock as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to that point that I made, Kurt, before that last throw. Is if Skip is concerned about a decision from Matt Corral, remember he's made a couple of mistakes, including one in the red zone earlier in this game in field goal range, just outside of the red zone, then now's the time to run it, because you feel like you've got a field goal in your back pocket.
Right. And a field goal puts you up 2 possessions.
That's exactly right.
Back him up. What's that? Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, I am. No, I'm trying to grab my team. Behind the numbers, right? Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, fellas. Let's go. I don't know. That's why I want to get
everybody. So Skip wants to huddle up before they go back out.
A lot of zero now at this point, okay? A lot of zero like the last 2 snaps, and we have to be able to lay it up. I'd like to be able to run the ball. They're going to have everybody in there, okay? So I want to go to 12 personnel, and I want to go to razor slot, and I want to go to pistol, Seattle odd. I want to be in the gun. Now I want to go pistol, Seattle odd, razor, okay? Razor slot. And then Matt. All right,
I got razor slot, Seattle odd. You okay with this?
Devin Ross. All he and this Michigan team can do right now is what? Less than 3 minutes left. The muff on the attempted return by Ross gave Birmingham the ball back with just over 4 minutes left, and they're trying to shut it out. Ricky Person.
Again, Kurt, the clock rule is a little different. Outside of 2 minutes, even though he was out of bounds, the clock will continue to run. Okay, so incompletions and out of bounds.
Milk it all the way down, but right full in the odd.
Once
you have to snap this with about 2:20 left. Sorry, Joel.
Once you get inside of 2 minutes, then it changes, and now you can't go out of bounds. Now you can't throw an incompletion, because those things will stop the game clock completely.
One more play and should get him to the 2-minute warning. This Person bottled up at the line of scrimmage, and that should be the final play before the 2-minute warning. And so Birmingham knocking on the door of their first win of the season, and in the end, it may be the mistake by Devin Ross. Instead of Michigan getting the ball back with a chance to tie it, they turn it over and just stand and wait. Welcome back to Fox UFL Friday Night, presented by Pizza Hut. 2 minutes left in Michigan. Birmingham on top 18-9. They have led from start till we'll find out if it's the finish. Their defense has stood tall. A.J. Thomas with an interception, and then they got a goal line stand on what started as 1st and goal from the 2. And the big touchdown to Deion Kane. It looked like it would seal it, but Michigan had a chance. However, Devin Ross, with 4 minutes, 1 second left, muffed the punt at midfield. And right now, Birmingham trying to run out the clock. That was at 4:01. Michigan had all 3 timeouts and would have had the ball at midfield, and Corral gets rid of it as the heat was coming after the low snap.
3 was in the area of the pass, incomplete, 4th down.
What was that? And now the clock stops. That is a disaster. Out of the 2-minute timeout, he was definitely not ready. Trying to call for the motion of Ricky Person. The ball shows up, it's low, and he actually alertly just burned it rather than taking the sack and losing all that field position for the ensuing field goal. He throws it at the feet of Persons, which is actually a pretty smart play from Matt Corral, but just a giant mistake and mismanagement from Birmingham there.
Mika Tafua was the one bringing the heat. So Harrison Mevis, who's got a couple of field goals already in this game, will try to make it a 2-possession game, and he does with 1:53 left on the clock.
Well, as they like to call him, the thicker kicker drills it, and Mevis gives the Stallions a 2-possession game. But here's the thing, though. Kurt, because that's an incomplete pass inside of 2 minutes, the clock stops. And at 1:53, however wild as it seems, that's enough time for the 2 possessions. Remember, you would get the 4th and 12 if you're Michigan. You can get a quick score, then you would get the 4th and 12, and then you would have the football to get right back down there and get whatever score you would need. That was a massive play and really mismanagement from Birmingham.
We don't want the ball live, right?
And so Bryce Perkins will get at least one more shot. He's hoping for more. You need to get the ball and get a quick score as they're out of timeouts. And less than 2 minutes left on the game clock.
You know, there's really 3 outcomes of that 3rd down play. You know, outside of a turnover, obviously, you know, you can fail and kick a field goal. You can score a touchdown, or you could get the 1st down and not score a touchdown. The only way Michigan has a chance to win is if you score the points, and now you have to kick the football off. If they would have gotten the 1st down and not a touchdown, the game would have been over because Michigan doesn't have any timeouts left.
Devin Ross brings it out of his end zone. Pinballing his way out to the 28-yard line. And that's where Perkins will begin. 1:46 left.
So of those 3 outcomes, that was the best possible situation for Michigan. Not only did the clock stop, but they only got the field goal. And so now it's a 2-possession game. You put your offense back on the field, but you got to go hyperspeed because, again, no timeouts left for the Panthers.
And there's an injured player on the field. That's Matthew Colburn, who's their only healthy running back right now. And you go, okay, they're probably not going to run the ball a lot in this situation, but he's also a good receiver out of the backfield.
Right, and I mean, do you have personnel groups that don't have a running back? You know, because remember, Kurt, most passing concepts at least have a running back there, whether they're blocking or in the concept. As you see Devin Ross return, you can kind of see him in the front, and Ross kind of runs up his back right there, and he went down awkwardly at the feet of some of his players, and you see he got a knee right in that right side. Nate McCrary got bent back. His left leg was hurt earlier. Now Colburn is banged up, and we'll see what Michigan can do from that running back position.
That does not look good for Colburn at all.
They'll just go 5 wide receivers here.
Hey, what's up? Terrible, what's up?
Perkins threw it a little behind Nakua, and it falls incomplete.
And again, pressure in Perkins' face. This pressure has been relentless all night long.
Let's go. Back, Lexi Bacon, Lucy spin smash. Back, Lexi Bacon, Lucy spin smash.
Back,
Tell your wide
Lexi Bacon, Lucy spin smash. On one, ready? Back, Lexi Bacon, Lucy spin smash. Smash yourself. You got it.
And it looks like Nate McCrary, who was injured earlier, is back in the game with his team needing another running back. He spread out wide to the right.
180. What's up?
Perkins steps up. Complete. Samson Nakua with the catch.
Now they better get up there. They've got to spike the ball. Start thinking about getting a few more yards and maybe kicking the field goal right away so you can go 4th and 12 and know that you would need a touchdown after that.
23 yards on Nakua's first catch. And that one caught along sideline. Malik Turner.
All right, here we go. Let's go. Back, Rex, empty. Ricky, all hook.
Back, Rex, empty. Ricky, all the hooks. On the turf already.
Don't you have to take a shot deep at some point here soon?
Well, I would actually think that you're playing for field goal. Personally, Kurt, I would be trying to get in field goal range as quickly as I can. You know, minute 10, minute 5, kick the field goal, then go back and do the 4th and 12 and try to get a touchdown at that point.
Okay. Perkins going to get the first down and gets out of bounds.
If you start going deep too early, then you never get into field goal range and you drain the clock.
Back. So let's just go Rex vacant, Ricky spin smash. Back. Rex vacant, Ricky spin smash.
Rex vacant,
so
Ricky
then you start thinking
smash.
about BT Potter, the kicker, kicked in college at Clemson, was with the Steelers as an undrafted free agent in 2023.
And he was 2 for 4 last week. Both his misses were from 50 plus. Perkins caught from behind and sacked.
That's
an eye.
That is a
yes.
killer. You cannot.
Third sack of the game.
Man, this Stallions team, we've talked about it all night. They have been so good in the pass rush.
And at key times. Perkins on his tiptoe to McCrary. He gets the first down. Less than a minute left to play.
I would spike it and kick the field goal right now. This is what I would do. If you try to score the touchdown, you're going to drain the entire clock and never get a chance with the second possession.
They run it instead. There's McCrary down to the 20.
Such a waste of time. This is such a waste of time. Spike the ball, kick the field goal.
Well, maybe after Potter missing the 2 long field goals last week, they wanted to get a little closer. But time is the enemy right now.
Good.
There, they spike it.
Good job.
Huddle.
I would absolutely kick the field goal.
Take the field goal.
So they're bringing Potter out right now.
They should have done that on. They've lost 20 seconds because of that. And then they'll have the 4th and 12 opportunity after this.
Give your 4th and 12, Give your 4th and 12,
This is the only way to ensure that you get the second possession with a chance in the game. So this is the exact right strategy. It just happened to play late and about 15, 20 seconds late.
Potter from 39 yards out. And he makes it. And so now it is a 1-possession game. 21-12, 9 points is the difference. And there is no onside kick in the UFL. You go for a 4th and 12 from the 28. If you convert it, you get to keep the ball and have a chance to go for the touchdown. They need to get the touchdown and a 3-point conversion to tie it up.
Yeah.
But it's possible.
And because of that, think of it this way. At the start of the previous drive, you'd have to ask yourself, if you're Mike Nolan, what is the goal of that drive? And the goal of that drive was to get to the 4th and 12 with a chance to at least tie the game with enough time where it's legitimate. And they have been able to do that, right? So that's why I was arguing for the field goal right away, and now they've got their 4th and 12. You're out there. It's a 1-possession game. It's 4th and 12, 26 seconds. However hard and difficult this is going to be, this is the situation that you would take if you're Mike Nolan at the start of the previous series.
All right, here we go.
So it's pretty simple.
Empty. Ricky, all hooked. Somebody get 14. We had.
Hey, get your depth here. Get your depth here. Let's go. Hey, Rex, empty. Ricky, all hooked. On, ready?
From the 28, if they get it to the 40, they keep possession. If not, Birmingham gets the ball back and the game is over.
Let's go. Stop. Pass! 180. What's up? Pass, break up.
3-man rush. And they get there to put pressure on, and it's incomplete. Devin Ross, the intended receiver, And Birmingham's defense, which has really been the difference all night long, comes up big one more time.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It's fitting that it is the pass rush. Even with a 3-man rush, was able to put enough pressure on Bryce Perkins that he had to get rid of the ball before he wanted to, did not get enough on it. Coverage beautiful right underneath the route of Ross, knowing where the sticks are at. That was Gates, or excuse me, that was Sander who got the pressure, number 41. Myjai Sanders and Mike Nolan sees the ball fall incomplete, and the Panthers will lose again to Birmingham. My goodness, this is a team that they just cannot beat.
6 straight head-to-head victories for Birmingham, and the defending champions get their first win of the season, a bounce back from last week's dismal performance. Birmingham knocks off Michigan 21-12. Both teams now 1-1 and tied for first place in the USFL Conference.
Great respect for you and what you do. Nice job. Nice job, fellas.
2 good football teams right there. 2 good defenses. Bryce Perkins, looking at him, he's immediately on the iPad. Talk about a guy trying to get better. He'll be better because of tonight.
Well, they wound up meeting in the playoffs last season in the USFL Conference Championship. They'll meet one more time in the regular season. Might there be 2 more times? We'll find out as the season unfolds. Let's check in with Jenny Taft, who's with Skip Holtz.
Well, thank you so much. Our defending champs get their first win of the season. Now, Coach, take me through this one, because you said it's always a rivalry when facing Michigan. What were your takeaways from the performance?
Well, it's always a rivalry because they have such a good ball club, and it's always such a close game. I mean, this is a game that I think we won by 1 or 2 points almost every time we played. So, you know, just getting into this game, we were able to make a couple big plays, put some points on the board. Defense was playing very well, played probably a little bit more conservative offensively to try and kind of eat the clock, punt the ball away. But really proud of the effort from the team today and finding a way to get a win. And, like, much more sense of urgency from what we did as a football team than a week ago. And so really proud of their effort, what they were able to do to come out here. Got a shout out to Kelly Holtz, who's home fighting the fight. Love you, girl.
Now, I got to ask one more thing. Obviously, Crowell gets it done. And with Magoo, is there an update for his status moving forward?
No, they came to me. I mean, he just told me, he said the guy grabbed it and just popped out. He said I can go. It's a little painful, but I thought it's not worth it. I said at the very beginning that we have 2 quarterbacks that we can play with. I feel very comfortable for that. I'm not going to put Alex out here and risk further injury or for the rest of the year or career. Wasn't worth that, and so we went with Matt, and I thought he came out here. He did a pretty nice job. Proud of him.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
All right, Matt Corral got off to a slow start, but he did enough in the second half in particular to lead the Stallions to their first win of the season. Our post-game coverage continues after this. Well, the Birmingham Stallions get their first victory on what they hope is the road to a 4th consecutive championship, 2nd in a row in the UFL. Coming into the season, well, they were the odds-on favorite. You can see plus 190. St. Louis was 2nd. The odds changed a little bit after the Week 1 loss. You can guarantee they will change again after this weekend's performance. Deon Cain, a big part of the win tonight, Joel.
Yeah, I tell you, that route in the second half was so good. Early, he got a few underneath catches. I thought that they didn't quite get him going early in the game last week, and so there was a point to try to get him going early in the game this week. Why? So that he was in a rhythm so you could take shots down the field. What a great route, great adjustment at halftime. Deon Cain, 4 catches, 84 yards, and the big touchdown. He was really good tonight.
Yeah, that touchdown of 52 yards from Matt Corral pretty much put the game away, even though the Michigan Panthers still had a chance late in that game, but once he scored, they never looked back. Deon Cain, our player of the game. Birmingham gets their first win. They are now 1-1 on the young season. Same record as Michigan. There's a long way to go, folks. Thanks for joining us here on Fox UFL Friday Night.